So that beautiful sound is coming to you live from the studio of Apex One Radio. Beautiful sound, of course, and the fingers that are striking the strings are the fingers of the young yet so talented gentleman who is here live with us in the studio of Apex One Radio. Very dexterous fingers, of course. 17-year-old AMARI is our guest in today's edition of Apex Snapshots, which is about to begin here in the studio of Apex 100. You can continue striking the strings, Amari. We enjoying it. Beautiful music. And that is how we're doing it this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. A very special Saturday, of course, on Apex One Radio. Thank you so much if you are just joining us. Welcome on board. Welcome to this great edition of Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. Just get a bite of it again, then we'll be right back with you. And he's doing that live in the studio of Apex One Radio. What a talented gentleman, what a talented kid, of course, a high school student. He's come a long way with his guitar. He's going to tell us his story live on radio today, the story of Amari and his guitar. We are live on Apex One Radio. This is Snapshot, the edition of January the 31st, 2026. Welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ernest, Kanjo, Marcel, Adig, Rawlings, and of course, Irina Perry are the producers of this special edition of Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. And today we will be talking music. We have a live guest in the studio. He is a young yet so talented guitarist. Once again, thank you so much and welcome on the show. Let's have a bit of it again. And of course, Irina Perry are the producers of this special edition of Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. And today we will be talking music. We have a live guest. Young people today are refining what talent looks like in modern age. Generation Z, or Gen Z as they call them, is growing up at a time when technology is at its peak, surrounded by access to knowledge, skills, information, and resources that previous generations could only imagine. They are curious, these young people. They are driven and eager to achieve remarkable things at their very tender ages. Across the world, therefore, young people are stepping confidently into highly technical and creative fields that depend or demand discipline, skill, and of course, passion. From music and dance to comedy and sports, many of them are not only gifted, but deeply determined to refine their craft. For those drowned in music, the dream is bold to perform on global stages and leave a lasting mark. They dedicate hours of mastering instruments like the guitar, the piano, the trumpet, drums, flute, saxophone, name them, transforming raw talent into professional artistry. One of such young dreamers is Amari, a high school student whose passion for the guitar has grown into a serious musical journey which he has undertaken. Now performing at a professional level, he plays in a band, thrills audiences, and is steadily pushing his career forward. So, how did this young man begin his relationship with music? How long has he been playing the guitar? How far has his journey taken him? And what role do his parents play in this journey as they shape this beautiful path of his? Now, this and more are the questions we will be asking our guests live in the studio of Apex One Radio. Amari is accompanied by his parents here in the studio. Well, without much ado, let's welcome our guests and let the conversation begin live on radio. And for those of you just joining us, once again, thank you so much. Share the video extensively if you do join us. Amari, how are you today? Welcome to the program. All right, it's our pleasure to receive you here live on radio. You are accompanied by that. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I am good. Thank you so much. Andre Palmer, that is the name, correct?
That's correct.
All right, perfect. And so he's here with his 17-year-old son, who is our main guest in today's edition of the show. Like I mentioned earlier on, he is a young guitarist. So we'll get to know more about him. Once again, thank you so much, Amari. Welcome to the program. Tell me, were you born in Columbus?
I was born actually in Logan, Ohio, and then we ended up moving to Columbus later on.
Okay. And so you grew up in Columbus virtually?
Yes.
That's interesting. And could you just tell us how life was when you were growing up as a young boy in Columbus?
It was overall really nice. I've made a lot of friends, throughout elementary school and all that stuff. I still keep in touch with most of those people to this day.
Mhm.
It was overall really, really good growing up. I wouldn't really say I had any problems or anything throughout life.
That's beautiful. And which school do you attend?
I attend Fort Hayes High School.
Okay, fourth. Was that fourth?
Fort Hayes.
Fort is high school.
Downtown.
Okay. Is that Columbus City School?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. And in what grade are you?
I am in 11th grade.
11th grade. Just one more year, then you are in college. That's great. Beautiful. So he's in the 11th grade, 17 years old. He is a guitarist par excellence, dexterous fingers. He's been on stages, and of course, he is headed to bigger stages here, not only in the United States, but of course, across the world. Once again, thank you and welcome, Andre.
Thank you.
And this is your son.
Correct.
One question: you proud of him?
Definitely.
Right. And so when you when you had this boy, did you imagine at any point that he was going to be this guitarist who will soon be a celebrity?
Definitely not.
Mm.
I actually thought he would be more of a basketball player.
More of a basketball player. Okay, and he finally got into music. No regrets, right?
No regrets.
Perfect. Okay, we'll talk about.
I'm actually glad he chose music.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. So it's important to establish his with music, and usually I would ask, does music run in the family? Is it something that runs in the family?
I I couldn't really answer that, but yes, I would say yes.
So is there any family member who has played music before or who loves music?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have a few people in our family and a few in his mother's family that play music.
When you say play music at professional level, or just singing in the church?
I think some in the church and a couple professional.
Okay.
I know my cousin James Elliott. He plays the drums.
Hmm.
He has a band of his own.
Beautiful. How old were you when you first got in contact with music, and what did that contact look like? Was it in the church or just singing in school or what?
It started in school when I was a freshman, when I was 15. When I was a freshman going into Fort Hayes, we had a class called Beginning Instrumental Music.
Okay.
And I didn't know I was going to be in that class. If I wasn't in that class, I probably wouldn't have been doing music right now, actually. It was kind of like it just really happened, honestly.
Mhm. But I know even at elementary school level, music is taught in the classroom I mean, in a way, but apparently you went beyond that, and today you're almost getting into music as a professional. But was there any particular person who kind of inspired you, somebody you looked up to, and said, "Okay, he likes music, and I'm definitely going to like music as well"?
Yes, of course.
And who is that?
There has been a lot of people that I attend school with.
Hmm.
It was freshman year actually. We went to this show. It was like a show in school. They went to the auditorium and played, and I was like, "That's pretty cool. I want to start doing that."
Mm.
And that's really what got me into it. There's like I have a couple friends that are like really really good, and they really inspire me to keep going.
Hmm.
And overall, just stick to what I'm doing because their support really helps me out as long as my parents, as well as my parents. I mean, it's just really, really cool seeing other people like do it at a professional level, and it just inspires me. I just
Beautiful.
really love to see that for other people.
There is one thing with music. There are those who sing, but there are those who go beyond singing, but they play instruments. So tell me, how did your love for the guitar start?
It started in the class that I had freshman year. It was a class. It was only two instruments I can pick from.
Mhm.
It was either guitar or electric bass.
Okay.
And I kind of just it was really just a random decision. I just said guitar,
Mhm.
and that's where I am now. If I wouldn't have said that, I probably would have been playing bass or something. But yeah, it was off of a random decision that I made in my mind, honestly.
So when you chose the guitar, how did it all start? Did you have somebody who held you by the fingers and started showing you the strings?
I had my teacher. His name is Yakin McAvoy.
Mhm.
He really started all of this, as well as me and my good friend that also plays bass named Damien. He really started us off showing us the basics and stuff.
Mm.
He really planted the seeds, and when I started progressing and getting better and better,
Mhm.
I met another teacher um named Charles McCargish,
Mhm.
and he really started the process of helping me out.
Mhm.
He really was like showing me and really like on an intellectual level, he was really like I can't really put it into words, but you know, he was the one that really helped me out grow and help me be where I'm at now.
How young were you at that time?
How old was I?
Yes.
I was either 15 or 16 when I was 15. Yeah,
Mhm.
15 when I started out. I never touched a guitar in my life. Actually, I have, but but it was freshman year when I actually really started.
Mhm.
That was the start to this journey.
Did you have any difficulties learning the guitar? I do understand the guitar is hard to learn. I've tried it, and I probably did not succeed. You see, I have one or two guitars here in the studio, but never ever succeeded in playing the guitar. Perhaps because I started at old age. But when you started learning the guitar at that tender age, was it easy for you to, to capture it?
I would say so. So yeah, when I first started, it wasn't really that hard.
Mm.
I think I'm a pretty quick learner. So when I was getting shown like what to do, I was pretty like I was able to follow it pretty easily, and it wasn't really that hard. I didn't really have that many problems.
Mhm.
You know, of course, use my resources from school to help me out, and I also done more research on my own
Mhm.
online, and it was overall just up from there. I didn't really have that many problems
Mhm.
starting out.
Can you remember the first thing that you did with the guitar? And if you can, maybe you try it here.
First thing I did,
Listen. Yep.
uh, I could try. Yeah, there's this song. I think it's called "Mary" by Alex G. It was one of the first ever songs that I learned. I can see if I can remember it.
Okay, go ahead.
That was a little snippet of the song. That was one of the. I don't really remember the entire song like that because I haven't played it
Mhm.
since I started. But that was one of the first like pieces that I really got together in my class.
Okay, and how did your teacher feel about it when you were grasping, the guitar fast enough? Well,
Yeah, he was pretty proud of me.
mm,
He was proud of me and my friend. We got to. He saw how how much we really wanted to play because we really wanted to be there.
mhm,
Other people in the class, they didn't really care all that much. But he saw the determination between me and my friends, and
mhm.
he really knew that we were going to stick this out and become something.
Hmm. We're speaking live with 17-year-old Amari. He is a guitarist who started playing this instrument pretty much earlier in his life. Today, he's covered a great distance in it, and he's been on several stages performing in front of a diverse audience. And of course, he's making great inroads into this art. Of course, he is live here in the studio of Apex One Radio, accompanied by his parents. There is Casey over there. And of course, that Andre, our studio manager, is Irina Perry. Producers of the show, Marcel, Adig, and Rawlings Talents. My name is Ernest. Kanjo. It's exactly 29 minutes to 1 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. And if you're just joining us on Facebook or on YouTube, then share the video extensively as you join the program. And so, tell me, at that young age, when he came back home, struggling to learn this instrument, what kind of support were you giving him?
We giving him all the support he needed. We
Mm-hmm.
was always letting him know that whatever he needed, we was able to get it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much we just try to direct him to all the resources that were necessary to help him be great.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's interesting. And so this is Apex One Radio. We are live on radio. Thank you so much if you are just joining us on the show. Just right ahead, we will be listening to more music from our studio guests. But time for us to find out from him how the journey has been so far. So I do understand you play in a band. How long have you been doing that?
For about a little over a year now, in an actual band, and starting out, it was pretty rough.
Mhm.
That was when I was. It was only last year when I was really starting out, and I was really starting to get it under my fingers.
Mhm.
And when they invited me to this band, I was really, really nervous because I knew the people in there
Mhm.
and I knew how good they were at their instruments. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, I can't do that, you
Mm.
know? But they welcomed me with open arms and helped me, give me the support
Mhm.
and give me the encouragement really that I needed
Mhm.
to come out of my, shell that I had.
How long did it take you to get to the band stage? Because you started off perhaps just learning the guitar, but when you get to a stage where you have to interact with other musicians and someone is playing the bass guitar, you are playing the solo guitar. I don't know how they call them. It's a completely different experience. How much time did you take to prepare to get to that stage?
Really, it really took a year from when I started.
Mhm.
That's when my teacher now, Charles Jeff McCargish,
Mhm.
he was the one that really saw the potential that I had, and he really helped me become who I am today,
Mhm.
and help me out really like it was really great. And ever since he saw the potential, he invited me to this band, and I was pretty hesitant to join,
Mhm.
but I ended up walking in. It was pretty rough the first, like few weeks of like rehearsals and all that. But when we actually got on stage, all those, I was pretty nervous, of course. I'm nervous all the time, but they slowly and slowly went away as I kept playing and kept getting used to the stage. And now I'm always nervous, of course, but not as much as I was. But it overall took a year before I was recognized by somebody else and invited to a band.
Okay. So was that the only band that was inviting you at that time?
Oh,
or you had other bands that were soliciting you?
I have multiple bands.
Okay.
I'm in 3 or about 3. And the little small group that we had that played at Chris, that was a band from school.
Okay.
We made our little group from school.
Okay.
And we do occasional like gigs here and there. But we haven't really gotten to meet up all that much. But that was one of the little small bands. But the band that I'm in now, it's like bigger and it has more people in it, and overall just a lot more support.
Okay. Right. So tell us about this. What is the band called, by the way?
Our band is called 614 Blues.
614 Blues.
Yes.
Blues is a music genre. Is that correct?
Excuse me.
Blues. What is blues? Is it a music genre?
Blues, I would say blues is really like, it can depend. It can vary. There's different types of blues. There's,
okay.
There's a slow. You can have like a slow blues, which is kind of like mellow, sad type of music, but it has feeling.
Okay.
That's the key of blues, feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many musicians are in this band?
I think about 7.
Seven
of us, including me, in this band.
Okay. And what is your role in the band? What kind of guitar do you play?
I mainly play like rhythm guitar.
Rhythm guitar.
I really kind of support the band with the rhythm.
Let's have a feel of rhythm guitar. So we know exactly what what that is.
Like a song, and it's more like a funky song, like a. Hold on, I'm sorry. Stuff like that.
Right.
I'm like a rhythm. My bandmates say that like I should, do a solo one. Be like a lead of a song, sometime soon. And I like to hear that because they can see the potential in what I can do. And I really like that.
So apart from the rhythm guitar, which other one do you do? Do you do the solo as well?
Here and there, yes. We do pass around like solos, like if we're in like a slow blues, I might like start off. Or like if we're in like a fast or like a funky, I might like I'll take solos here and there. But I'm mainly more of like a rhythm.
Which one is more challenging though?
Say it again?
Which one is more challenging?
Which one's more challenging? I would probably say
the solo.
Lead guitar.
Lead guitar.
That's only because of nerves, really. Like, when you're up on stage, spotlight's only on you. It's kind of like it's like a rush of adrenaline. Like, I got all these eyes on me. I don't, I feel like that's like the challenging part of like lead. But overall, I can do that. It's just, nerves and all that.
He plays the rhythm guitar in the 614 Blues Band based here in Columbus, Ohio. He is just 17 years old, yet so talented. He strikes the strings so excellently. And of course, he hopes to have his career go forward and hit the world stage. He's guest in today's edition of Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. It's exactly 21 minutes to 1 here in the studio, and we are live in Columbus, Ohio. And our guest is live with us here in the studio. Amari is his name. He's accompanied by his dad. So, Amari, tell me, how often do you practice with the band before you go for a show?
Usually we practice about once a week,
Mhm.
but that could vary, but depending on people's schedules and all that,
Mhm.
what people got going on outside of the band. But usually it's once a week. Like we'll have a set date, and depending how close or far it is, we'll have more or less practices. But usually we stay at a steady one rehearsal a week.
The songs you play in the band, do you write them, or is there are songs interpreted, songs done by other musicians?
We usually do covers, yes.
Okay.
We do covers by songs, but we also, it's kind of like half and half. We do,
Okay.
half the songs that we play are covers by other bands,
Mhm.
and the other half is songs that we wrote.
Okay.
Usually that's the the other people in the band that write that. I'm not really good at writing my own like songs and lyrics and all that
Mhm.
stuff. I feel like if I would try to do it, I feel like I would be able to make a little something. But usually that's the other band that makes their own.
Mhm.
So that's what they do.
And who decides the songs whose cover you do? Does anyone just come up with a song and say, "I would like us to do a cover for this song"? How does it go?
Yes, exactly that. We someone usually proposes a song.
Okay.
Someone usually comes up to the band and is like, "Hey, I like this song. Maybe you guys want to learn it and we can perform it." And
Mhm.
if we all like the song, then that it happens.
And if you have to learn a song, how long does it take you to get so comfortable with that song to be able to put it in front of an audience?
It doesn't really take that long. Usually during blues music, it's a pretty easy like form.
Mhm.
There's a form to like the overall genre of blues.
Mhm.
And once you understand what the form is and the key of the song and all that stuff,
Mhm.
it's pretty easy from there. It doesn't really take us that long to learn songs.
Beautiful. This is Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America. Thank you so much as you continue to join us on the show. And please, if you do that, share this video extensively so that the story of Amari can reach the four corners of the world. And someday he will be on stage in Switzerland, in Japan, in Tokyo, in Moscow, in Casablanca, and what have you? So that's just how art and even music takes people across the world. Let's have something again from you. We are live on radio. This is Snapshots. I'm listening there to the dexterous fingers of Amari. He is our guest in today's edition of the show. How far have you gone with 614 Blues? Just how far have you guys traveled?
Like actual like travel. Oh, we
Yeah.
Most recently we went to Memphis, Tennessee
Okay.
for a youth band showcase. We're a youth band. We went there, and it was actually really, really fun. It was really cool.
Mhm.
So everywhere you looked, there was a musician,
Mhm.
and it was really amazing to see. We went down there to Memphis, Tennessee, to do a few songs, few covers, and then a few songs of our own originals.
Mhm.
it was overall just a really good time. I'm pretty sure that's like the farthest I've traveled,
Mhm.
8 hours away from here.
Okay. And tell us about the audience in Tennessee. How did they react to your performance?
They were really like loving it. It seemed everybody there loved the genre of blues.
Hmm.
Everybody was in full support of it. Everybody was cheering.
Hmm.
You know, it was really supportive by the audience. The audience loved what they heard,
Mm.
and it was our band's energy really, I would say set a stamp
Mhm.
with that audience.
And back in Columbus, which places have you been to with the band? I know recently you guys were at the Center for Refugees and Immigration Services. So where else have you been?
Oh, we've done gigs. That's a different band. The one at Chris, that's
Okay.
a different band. The
Mhm.
614 Blues Band is the one that went to Memphis.
Okay.
And we've done gigs at the Dolphin Lounge.
Hmm.
We've done gigs at Natalie's Grand View.
Hmm.
Those are like the two main places that we perform at because everybody there really loves the genre of music,
Hmm.
like the genre of blues, and those two are the places that we mainly go to perform.
Wow, that's interesting. So tell me, what do people tell you, especially when you get off stage after a wonderful performance?
Usually, it's really positive and supportive comments.
Hmm.
People always come up say that was so good. You guys, your band is amazing. It's a lot of really supportive comments,
Hmm.
and that's what keeps me going. Really, that's the support
Mm.
from the audience, the support from the band, the support from my parents, the support all around is what keeps me going, and continues. That's why I continue to play guitar.
Typically, what are some of the songs for which your band does covers?
We've done covers of a variety of musicians. We've done covers of Albert King songs.
Mhm.
We've done covers of Stevie Ray Vaughan songs,
Hmm.
um, and a lot of other musicians and bands as well. We do a lot of variety of different musicians, really.
Hmm. Is there any one song which you had a lot of difficulties learning how to play with your guitar? Uh, are there songs that become challenging to you?
Um, I'm trying to think
Mm.
because not really. I don't really have that much trouble
Hmm.
with stuff. There's of course like little barriers and stuff that I have to hop over, but
Mm.
usually I get it pretty fast.
Okay.
But there has been like a couple songs that I've struggled a little bit with.
Mm.
But overall, I think, I'm pretty set for our band.
And I'm going to ask you this challenging question: if you were asked to uh, do maybe an African song or an Indian song, you know, or some genre of music which you are not quite versed with, is that something you can possibly do?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. We've done actually at our school performance. We've actually done a African song before.
Okay.
I forgot what it was called, but it was actually really fun to play, and I might have to explore in that genre more. It was really fun. Overall, like the band, it's set on blues,
Mhm.
but we could also explore throughout different genres and different styles of music.
Hmm. His name is AMARI. He's just 17 years old. He started playing the guitar at a very tender age. And as the years go by, he continues to amass a lot of skill in this instrument. And of course, he plays with the 614 Blues Band based here in Columbus, Ohio. They have traveled as far as to Tennessee to thrill the public there. And then he definitely has dreams, which he will be explaining as the show continues. It's a beautiful Saturday. 11 minutes to 1 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, show produced by Marcel, Adig, and Rawlings Talent. Irina, Perry, and Danlett Washington are our studio managers this afternoon. AMARI is accompanied by his parents here in the studio of Apex One Radio. So tell me, how often do you watch him play on stage?
How often?
Yes.
I don't miss a performance.
Ah, you don't miss his performance. Okay. And so when you have your parents watching you while you're performing, does that give you some special motivation?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, always. I love seeing them there. I love seeing their faces,
Mm.
you know, when we're playing and all that.
Mm.
Especially if I have like a little moment, you know, seeing their face after that, just it's really supportive.
Mm.
It's the best thing to see.
And I know after every performance, people move up to him to congratulate him. I did that when I watched him on stage for the first time. Definitely, while some people are doing that, others are coming to you to maybe get your own opinion as his dad. What do they tell you?
You said what?
Now, when people go to congratulate him after a performance, some people definitely come to you as well to talk to you as his dad. What do these people tell you?
People always tell me that he is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
that he does great,
Mm.
and that they definitely want to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
But I always get great compliments every time he hops off that stage.
Hmm.
But normally I'm one of the first to jump up there and compliment him because I'm always so proud.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Now, he does this, and at the same time, he is a student, senior high, right? And he'll be in college next year, which means that he does music, that he does school. Definitely two challenging worlds. So, first, let me ask him, how do you manage your time, and how do you manage these two challenging aspects of your life?
Kind of now, like in junior year,
Mhm.
it's starting to get like school's really starting to get kind of like a little hefty.
Mm.
You know, the work's kind of getting heavy. You know, but I make time. You know, I have a study hall period. You know, all that stuff. I have time outside of school
Mhm.
to get all that stuff finished up. And usually after that, that's when I start practicing and all that. Like up in my room, I usually just sit there with my guitar, or if not, play the video game.
Okay, that's interesting. And when you've had a beautiful performance, and you are back in school the next day, how do your classmates look at you, and what do they say?
They're really all supportive. I have a lot of good people. I have a lot of good friends there. They're very supportive of me, and usually it's always great compliments when I go back to school and they see me. It's overall really great.
Okay, that's interesting. So let's look at the prospects. Where do you intend to take this guitar playing career of you to?
I really want to just get to a stage as big as possible. That's my goal, is get to a stage as big as possible, have an audience as big as possible, and just overall get up there and just have a great time. That's my main goal, is just to have a good time, doing what I love to do.
Okay, but this is definitely music you are getting into, and at some point you will get to another level of professionalism. When I say professionalism, I mean perhaps writing your own songs, even if you don't sing them, compiling your own albums, EPs, singles, definitely getting a record label to run your career. So, do you have all that in mind?
Of course, I have that in mind. I always think about that, getting into different little side things that I could do with this. Making like you said, making my own songs and all that. It's just I need to start somewhere, but I can start doing that.
Wow, that's beautiful. So that he definitely has prospects. He just cannot have the skill, uh, talent, gift, and not make use of it eventually. So, do you have any plans? How do you intend to get into this? What role do you intend to play as he builds this career?
I just plan to continue to support him and give him whatever he needs. Um, Definitely try to connect him with other artists
Hmm.
and other people in the city.
Hmm.
Give him to other stages. Like he said, he wants to do bigger stages.
Hmm.
So we want to try to push him out there, him and his band,
Hmm.
and get him on bigger stages.
Hmm.
But as far as that, I just want to do whatever I can to support his dream.
Hmm. Dad is ready to support his dream, just like mom as well. She's here live in the studio as well, accompanying son AMARI, who is just 17. Yet he's covering a great distance in the beautiful art of music, and he goes beyond that to do the guitar. A guitarist par excellence. There are scores of musicians out there, but just a handful of them are able to strike the strings. But that is what he does so effortlessly. This is Apex One Radio. We're live from the city of Columbus in the state of Ohio. 4 minutes to one here in this studio. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this broadcast. But again, we will definitely still listen to more of this great sound. Can we have another bite of it? Amarin.
Of course. That's a little.
This looks so easy when you're doing it, yet it is not. So how long can it take a serious guitar learner to be able to play like you do?
Um, Overall, not that long. I
Okay.
personally think it wouldn't take that long
Mhm.
to at least like play how I do. I haven't been playing. I've been playing for 2 years now.
Mhm.
I think I'm pretty all right.
Mm.
But if someone really wants to get into guitar,
Mhm.
it's of course going to be challenging for the first, like year or two that you're in it.
Mhm.
But overall, just do your research on it. Do as much research as you can on guitar as possible. Um, try out different genres of music, learn different songs.
Mhm.
Learn different styles, and overall, just practice getting it under your fingers. And
Mm.
once you get it under your fingers and get that level of like theory together, it's pretty easy from there.
So I know you definitely would have graduated from being taught the guitar by a teacher. Now there are tools out there. There is YouTube. There are all sorts of learning devices today. So how do you continue to learn how to perfect your skills in the guitar? What do you use?
I usually like online. I use this site called musictheory.net.
Hmm.
It has basically all the basic music theory things that you need.
Hmm.
Um, it's really, really useful. I use it. There's ear training devices,
Hmm.
and overall, just it's really amazing. And the other things that I use is just like YouTube and just like different social medias,
Hmm.
and being able to see other people post like what they can do.
Hmm.
I usually try to like replicate it, and
Hmm.
that's how I kind of learn. Just use my ears and eyes, and that's pretty much it. That's what I do.
Do you interact with other guitarists, maybe in the United States and and abroad. I know when you go to YouTube, you see scores of people who, play the guitar, who teach people how to play the guitar and so on. So, have you met friends just by playing the guitar?
Yes, of course.
Mm.
I've met a lot of really cool people just from playing. Like last summer, I went to OSU School of Music
Mhm.
for a jazz camp, and just from being there, met a lot of really cool people, a lot
Mhm.
of really talented musicians, and just being in a space where we all have, the same really goal and
Mhm.
like dream. It's really supportive. Like seeing other people like to do what you do,
Mhm.
it really helps me out and strives.
Mm.
Like I strive to, become like other people. Really,
Mm. All right, this is Apex One Radio. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this show. Thank you so much if you are still with us. And for those of you just joining us, special thanks to you. Real Barefoot Pekin, welcome on board. Thank you so much. And of course, to those listening to us on apex1radio.com, if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much as well. And this is Snapshot, the edition of January the 31st, 2026. We're about to run off. Let's get the last word from his dad, Andre Palmer. So, when you look at your son today, I already know how you feel, but where do you see him in the next 5, 10, 15 years, and where do you hope to see him in the future?
I definitely see him. I always tell him I see him performing on the Super Bowl stage,
Mm.
and the Super Bowl is coming up, so that's always one of the biggest stages. So
Mhm.
I always tell him that's where I see him.
Mm. Beautiful. I understand the emotion. So that hopes to see you someday on the Super Bowl stage, and you're definitely working towards that as well. I know you are a strong young man, determined, and you will definitely do that. So, if you have an advice for young people and even younger people who are also interested in music or any form of performance, what will you tell them?
I would say do as much research as possible.
Hmm.
It will help you so much in the long run.
Hmm.
If you do your research now, if you try to learn guitar, get it under your fingers as fast as possible.
Hmm.
Pace yourself, of course,
Mm.
but overall, learn your material and theory, all that stuff as fast as possible. It will help you so much in the long run. In the next 10 years, you'll be great.
Mm. You would definitely be great if you start today. I'm talking to you, young people. I tried when I was already old, and it definitely did not work. I have a guitar here in the studio. Every day I go to it, I try, it still doesn't work. So that tells me I needed to have started when I was young, because when you are younger, you catch those skills faster. Right. So that is the advice from Amari. He's been the guest in today's edition of Apex Snapshots. I will not let you go without you giving a shout out to members of your band. Who are these people? Let's know them.
Um, how many people is it? Eight or so of
Mm.
us. I want to give a shout out to the bassist Damian Little, singer Nakaya Austin,
Mm.
drummer Elijah Smith, other guitarists. We have two guitarists, Madden Unger, pianist Louis, Luis Burgoyne. I'm pretty sure that's his last name. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but Luis, you know who you are.
Mm.
Saxophone, Philip. Yep, love Phil.
Mm.
He's so supportive. He's
Beautiful.
the best hype man of all time.
Mm.
Other saxophone player, Eric Little, Damian Little's brother, and those are all the people in the band,
Mm.
and they're amazing. I really love that band.
Do you guys have any performance coming up anytime soon?
Not that I know of for
Mm.
now, but yes, definitely we will.
Mm.
We'll definitely be having more performances, but not that I know of, like for now.
Okay. Right. So the performances are always there. And each time they come up, we can always let you know as well, since we know exactly what happens in the community. And it will definitely be a wonderful experience watching this young man perform live on this stage. I've had that privilege to do so, and he's just too fantastic. His name is Amari, just 17 years old, but he is a master of the art of playing the guitar. Beautiful. And so we hope to have him again live in the studio of Apex One Radio some other time, not too long from now, of course. We will make sure that happens, because it is not only about talking about him, but it's also about using his example to inspire scores of other young people out there who have similar dreams. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you much. Thank you so much for having me.
Andre, thank you so much. We are proud of you as well, because without your support, you would definitely not get to have gotten to this stage. So thank you so much. Keep it up, and we hope to see him go further than this. And so, once again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have been with us since the start of this January the 31st edition of Apex Snapshots. We want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Sheen. Thank you, Danlet Washington and Irina Perrin, who were our studio managers this afternoon. Collaboration came from Casey and scores of you out there. The show was produced by Rawlings talent and Marcel, Adig. And for presentation, we have been your friend, Ernest, Kanjo. I'm going to leave you the company of AMARI. And maybe we would like the people in the studio to give him an applaud, so we get that live on radio. Beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we put in a full stop to this beautiful and special edition of Snapshot on Apex One Radio. We wish Amari the best, and we know he will get to that world stage. Bye for now. My name is Ernest, and you have a fantastic rest of the weekend.